Ever wonder why sometimes you eat but don't feel satisfied? Could it be that you're not eating mindfully? Today, we're going to explore the concept of mindful eating. This isn't about the latest diet fad or cutting out your favorite foods. No, mindful eating is a practice, a way of understanding and interacting with our eating behaviors. See, when we eat mindfully, we pay attention to our hunger and satiety cues. We savor each bite, and we acknowledge our responses to food without judgment. It's a way of creating a healthier relationship with the food we eat. And the benefits? They go beyond just physical health. Mindful eating can help reduce stress, improve digestion, and even make our meals more enjoyable. But it's not just about the food. It's about how we think and feel about eating. So what exactly is mindful eating? Let's delve deeper. The first principle of mindful eating is all about the pace and environment of your eating. Now let's dive into this principle a bit more. Imagine you're at a dinner table, your favorite dish in front of you. You're starving and you can't wait to dig in. But hold on a moment. Instead of wolfing down your meal, try taking a moment to simply appreciate the food. Smell the aroma, observe the colors, textures, and then take a small bite. Chew it slowly, savoring every bit of its flavor. This, my friends, is the essence of eating slowly. Eating slowly isn't just about taking your time to chew your food. It's about immersing yourself in the experience. It's about appreciating the journey as much as the destination. When you eat slowly, you give your body the time it needs to send signals to your brain, telling it when you're full. This can help prevent overeating and lead to weight loss. Now, let's talk about the without distraction part. In our fast-paced world, it's so easy to eat while multitasking, be it watching TV, scrolling through social media, or even working. But when you're distracted, you're not fully present in the moment. You're not paying attention to your food, your hunger, or your satiety cues. You're more likely to eat more than you need, and less likely to enjoy your meal. By eating without distraction, you're giving yourself the chance to connect with your food on a deeper level. You're able to better understand your body's hunger and fullness cues. You become more aware of when you're actually hungry and when you're just eating out of habit or boredom. Plus, when you focus on your food, you're more likely to appreciate its taste, making each meal a more enjoyable experience. So the next time you sit down to eat, remember to slow down and eliminate distractions. Make your mealtime a mindful moment. It's not just about what you eat, but also how you eat. Eating slowly and without distraction, a simple yet profound step towards mindful eating. The second principle of mindful eating focuses on internal signals. Are you really hungry or just bored? Now, you may be wondering how to distinguish between physical hunger and emotional hunger. Well, let's dive right into it. Physical hunger is a biological need. It's your body's way of telling you that it needs fuel to function. You may feel a growling stomach, a drop in energy, or even slight irritability. It comes on gradually and can be satisfied with any food. On the other hand, emotional hunger is driven by feelings, not by an empty stomach. It's a desire to eat that comes on suddenly and is often tied to specific cravings, like wanting a bar of chocolate after a stressful day. It's more about filling an emotional void than filling your stomach. Mindful eating encourages us to tune into these physical hunger cues and eat only when we're physically hungry. It's about paying attention to how your body feels and what it truly needs. Are you eating because your body needs nourishment? Or are you reaching for that snack because you're bored, stressed, or sad? Now, this is not to say that you should never eat for emotional reasons. We all do it from time to time, and that's okay. The key is to recognize what's driving your eating habits and make conscious decisions. If you find yourself reaching for food out of boredom or stress, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, am I really hungry, or is there something else I need right now? It's also important not to judge yourself harshly for eating out of emotion. Mindful eating is not about perfection. It's about awareness, understanding, and making healthier choices over time. You might not get it right every time, and that's perfectly okay. The goal is to gradually build a healthier relationship with food, one meal at a time. Remember, eating should be a response to physical hunger, not an emotional band-aid. So, the next time you feel the urge to eat, take a moment to tune into your body's signals. Are you truly hungry, or is there something else going on? Your body has the answers. All it takes is a little bit of mindfulness. The third principle of mindful eating might be the most challenging, but also the most liberating. This principle revolves around acknowledging our responses to food without judgment. Now you might be wondering, what does that mean? Well, it's simple, yet profound. It's about observing our reactions to food, whether they're physical, mental, or emotional, and accepting them without labeling them as good or bad. Imagine eating a piece of chocolate cake. You might feel a rush of pleasure from the rich, sweet taste, or perhaps a pang of guilt for indulging in dessert. In mindful eating, we acknowledge these responses, but we don't judge ourselves for them. We simply observe and move on. But why is this important? Well, acknowledging our responses without judgment fosters a healthier relationship with food. It allows us to be present with our food and our bodies, without the stress of judgment or guilt. It helps us to understand our cravings, our likes and dislikes, and our body's signals. This awareness can be a powerful tool for making healthier choices that feel good to us. Moreover, it reduces the stress around eating. So often, we get caught up in labeling foods as good or bad, healthy or unhealthy. But this kind of black and white thinking can create unnecessary stress and anxiety around food. By acknowledging our responses without judgment, we can let go of these labels and enjoy our food for what it is: nourishment for our bodies. Now, this doesn't mean that all foods are created equal, or that we should throw nutrition out the window. Rather, it's about shifting our mindset from one of judgment to one of understanding and compassion. It's about recognizing that food is more than just fuel. It's a source of pleasure, comfort, and connection. So the next time you sit down to a meal, take a moment to observe your responses. Notice how the food tastes, how it makes you feel. Acknowledge your reactions, but don't judge them. Just be present with your food and your body. And remember, food is neither good nor bad. It's how we relate to it that matters. Now that we've explored the 3 principles of mindful eating, let's tie it all together. The first principle we discussed was eating slowly and without distraction. This is about savoring each bite, experiencing the textures, the flavors, the aromas of your food. It's about turning off the TV, stepping away from the computer, and truly focusing on the act of eating. This not only allows you to enjoy your food more, but it also helps your body recognize when it's full, preventing overeating. Next, we talked about listening to physical hunger cues. This is about understanding the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. Physical hunger can be satisfied with food, while emotional hunger cannot. By tuning into your body's signals, you can begin to differentiate between the two and respond appropriately. This principle encourages us to eat when we're physically hungry, and to find other ways to cope when we're experiencing emotional hunger. Finally, we explored acknowledging responses to food without judgment. This means recognizing how different foods make your body feel and using that information to make future food choices. It's not about labeling foods as good or bad, but about understanding how they affect you personally. This principle encourages self-compassion and understanding rather than guilt and shame around food. By integrating these 3 principles into your daily life, you're not just eating, you're practicing mindful eating. You're creating a healthier relationship with food, one that's based on understanding and enjoyment rather than restriction and guilt. You're learning to nourish your body in a way that feels good to you, and that's truly something to celebrate. So take these principles and start practicing mindful eating. Start slow, maybe with just 1 meal a day, and gradually increase as it becomes more comfortable. There's no rush, no right or wrong way to do it, just your way, and that's perfectly fine. Remember, mindful eating is not about restriction, but about understanding and enjoyment. Start practicing today and discover a healthier, happier relationship with food. As we wrap up, remember that mindful eating is a journey, not a destination. It's not about perfection, but rather developing a new relationship with food that promotes health, enjoyment, and a sense of abundance. Begin with small steps. Maybe it's choosing to eat without distractions for 1 meal a day, or consciously slowing down to savor each bite. Over time, these small changes can cultivate a practice of mindful eating that nourishes both body and mind. You'll find yourself more in tune with your body's hunger and fullness cues, and you'll begin to appreciate the tastes, textures, and aromas of your food in a whole new way. The benefits of this practice extend beyond the dining table. Mindful eating can lead to improved health, a more balanced diet, and even a deeper sense of gratitude and satisfaction in life. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of mindful eating. May your meals be mindful and your health abundant.